What up, Earthlings? This is Zuby. Pick an image, and I will leave the timestamps below for the reading that goes with that image. Hey, Pile One, Zuby here. This is a general reading. I'm going to start making these timeless now, so whenever you stumble upon it, it's just general energies. We'll kind of see if Spirit has any messages for you. It is a general reading, so some may resonate, some may not. I think that's all. Started with some tarot. And the flowers that you chose were yellow. So the first thing that kind of says to me is that this may be regarding the solar plexus, which is self-confidence, feeling empowered, and feeling comfortable with ourselves. So maybe there's something going on with that. Interesting. Okay. So this card is internal. Let me try. I think that's too much. If you can see that better. Okay. I'm still working on my lighting here. So we have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is, and on the internal, so I don't necessarily read cards reversed, but that one did come out reversed, and it's internal. So the 10 of Cups would indicate that there is a strong desire for family, for connection. This seems to be a relationship reading, just to start out, but also like a strong sense of wanting a home, like the final outcome. So maybe we're envisioning the future related to a partner, or wanting to find a partner, or thinking about our long-term happiness and fulfillment emotionally, perhaps contemplating the connections that we have now, and if they're compatible with long-term dreams. Okay. The external card is the Devil. So I really don't like this lighting. So the Devil on the outside, it's like what we are desiring on the inside is not matching what is actually in our experience. The Devil can indicate things like addiction, feeling stuck in a situation. Maybe it's the snake with an apple. Maybe there's temptation that deep down, particularly since that card was in reverse, that deep down we know is not going to go where we want it to go, right? And so actually, in a sense, this may not necessarily be about relationships, but it could just be maybe there may be a situation where we can get like short-term gain. That's kind of what the devil represents. But we know that if we hold out, there's something more that has more potential, right? But it might be a little bit more difficult to get there. So I pull an internal and an external, and then I get an overarching theme. So the overarching theme is the Four of Wands. Okay, the wands are spirit. So the Four of Wands, I don't know. Okay, it's a pretty spiritual card. If you look like in the front, those two wands look like an 11, and in the back it looks like an 11. So I always notice that there's an 11 on that card. And it can mean a lot of different things. Sometimes it can simply mean a homecoming. The card is based on home, right? So whether that's spiritual home, an actual home, it's a bit of a festive feel to the card, right? So it's about, it can be a housewarming party. It can also be like a wedding or something like that, going to a wedding where, you know, two people find home together. It can be the card of twin flames. But this really does feel like to me, it also means signs, like you're getting signs from the universe. And so what I'm getting for this group is that there is an ultimate vision and that spirit is giving you signs, or you're getting clues or indications that something isn't quite right, but we're feeling stuck and attached to what we think is going, it is to what we think that we're supposed to do, or that we think we might not get something better. Holy shit, that's it. And that's why the yellow, the solar plexus, that's the I am good enough. You know, I am worthy. I am confident. Yeah, that's what this feels like. I'm going to pull a couple of fairy cards. That's seems like we may not be feeling good enough. Backpack. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out of the city and enjoy the outdoors. Maybe you're feeling disconnected, right? And kind of, and you're only attempting to get what's within arm's reach. You know what I mean? That backpack, like maybe you need to venture out, but there's an insecurity there. Shake it off. If you fall and others jeer, just shake it off and walk with cheer. Yeah, there's that stuck. It's almost as though you're afraid to make a move because maybe there's something that you've been kind of going at for a while, and you feel like, oh my God, what are other people gonna think? Like, I've been doing this so long and now I want to do something different. Fucking do it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You feel stuck, but there's this vision. Or maybe you know there's something better, but spirit is probably showing you signs. This being one. that vision you have, honor it. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Would you believe I've had this deck for years and I've actually never pulled that specific card? That's kind of funny. We've got a tree, we've got a moon, we've got a sun. My faith has the power. Maybe you're having some sort of like trauma response. It doesn't have to be, you know, hardcore major trauma, but an insecurity, a fear, maybe there's conflict, and that's internal conflict, right? Because it's like, okay, so I'm kind of seeing like there's been a fork in the road, right? And you chose to go this way, but you're like so far in and you're like, that wasn't right. And then you're like, am I second guessing? But no, you were second guessing when you made the initial choice and you were supposed to go left. And you're like, do I backtrack? Yeah, that your intuition, something feels off. Something feels off and you want to make a change, but you're maybe kind of embarrassed about that. But who cares, right? Who really cares? I've learned something, and that's that You know, people don't really, and I'm not saying this in a dick way, but they don't really give a shit what you do. I mean, they might gossip about it for even a year, right? But who cares? Then some other drama comes along and they gossip about that. But like they don't really give a fuck about what you're doing. They might want to tell you what to do and give you advice and all that kind of stuff. But that's for them, I've learned. That's why I don't ask people for advice, right? Anyway, this is a pretty specific kind of message, but clarity. All right. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or the compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Yeah, I love these cards. Yes, that's exactly what I was just talking about. It's like you almost talked yourself into believing that something was an intuition, you know, but it was actually your ego convincing you to do something because what would everybody think? But deep down in your gut, you know, it's like either you're about to make a decision or you already made a decision. I'm just getting the sense that it's like, but I'm so far in, like I've already gotten this far, but I really think it's the wrong direction and I want to turn around, but what if people give me shit about it? Fuck them. Fuck them. See what the spell cards say. Love. I think this has to do with love. Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. Number one. Yeah. We've got this Four of Wands is also, I think I said the twin, that can be like the twin flame card, which like, that's not really my deal. Soulmate, whatever. I think the twin flame thing is kind of blown out of proportion, but and this you want this 10 of cups. I call it the happy family card, right? The marriage and family card, but it's a strong sense of security and emotional connection and family and support. The cups are emotions, so there's this strong connectedness that you are looking for, and in front of you is the devil with a juicy looking apple, right? And yeah, the devil can mean secrets, and this was internal and upside down, so it's like you're trying to stuff down this intuition that you have in the realm of love somehow. And because this is a general reading, you can interpret that a little widely, like as far as not being about a love relationship. It can just be a venture of love, right? Like a pursuit, like a job pursuit or a move or something like that. Anyway, that was interesting. It doesn't feel bad. Like, so, sometimes the cards feel bad, but it's almost like maybe there's just this nagging feeling, and you might have almost like thrown your arms up and been like, well, I'm this far, but it's like getting bigger, right? And you're like, ooh, this might be a thing. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous day on Earth. That was an interesting reading. Take care and good luck. Peace. Namaste. Hey, pile two. This is Zube. This is a general reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, tarot, oracle, or astrology, my information is below. I'm doing these timeless from now on. So whenever you stumble upon it, if the message speaks to you, then it's for you if it resonates. Some of it may not apply. That's okay. Take what applies and the rest. So from the flowers that you chose, what I'm getting is just initially. So they're sort of a purple hue. The third eye chakra. So maybe there's some sort of intuition. My stomach is churning a little bit. So let's see what the tarot cards have for you. Look at my cat's head back there. One more. Oh. Huh. All right. So inside, we've got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is emotional. She wants to feel connected. She's looking kind of contemplative. I don't know if you can, I've got a lot of light issues going on here. She is contemplating what's in the cup. She is considering her feelings, right? And then on the external, I'm going to have to pull clarifiers on this. On the external, we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, cups are emotions and wands are spirit, right? Fire, creativity, passion. So it's as though, gosh, okay. So on the inside, there's this want for emotional connection, and wanting to be fulfilled. But on the outside, there's this fire energy. And she looks contemplative, right? I read them by image too. So she looks contemplative and she's sort of turned away, but this Queen of Wands is looking out and she's got her guard cat. And then the overarching theme of the reading. So I picked the cards like this, and we've got these two, and then we have this card. So the Page of Cups, this is an offer of love, like a message of love or a new beginning. In some sort of adventure, right? But it's a childlike energy, so it's new. So it almost feels like, I want to pull a clarifier on this Page of Cups. It's almost as though someone has made an offer and the Queen of Cups is turned inward, right? Yes, holy shit. I got the first one was a relationship reading as well, it seemed like. We got the Two of Cups. So it's like and if this is an existing relationship, it could be like some sort of overture has been made towards you, because this is a general reading. There's a bunch of different people, but it's or someone has made a gesture towards you, and the Queen of Wands is the one looking out, right? But the Queen of Cups is the one who is turned inward. So it's like we're not emotionally available to it. We're showing our more fiery side on the outside. I'm gonna pull. This is my bitch deck. I have all different decks for every reading, and you guys get my favorite. So let's see what this says. Because what I cannot tell yet. Wow. Okay. Whatever you are thinking about, don't do it. Now is not the fucking time. I love that. All right. So here's what seems like is going on here. Someone has made, because I did say like my stomach was churning, right? We've got a relationship, we've got an offer. The Queen of Cups she's not looking the most secure right now, right? And this doesn't always mean this, but I always look at the pictures and it's like, we have this offer here, but the Queen of Wands is looking out and the Queen of Cups has her back turned. Let me pull an oracle. I think that maybe this is something that it's not time to act on now, right? The Queen of Cups needs to get her shit together. Let's see. Wow. Oh my goodness. Two came out. Yep. So we have heal the ouch and cleaning house. Yeah. And they're in order. Look at that. 37 and 38. There's some shit that the Queen of Cups is taking care of. And so this Queen of Wands, she's actually really protective. So it's like, that's the side. If you aren't showing that you should be, okay? So if, if you are just kind of hoping that this issue is going to go away, by your inaction and just turning your back on it, it's not. You need to enlist the fire. That's what it looks like is going on here. Because it's almost as though you could be worn down. That's why we got this. Now is not the fucking time. Don't do it. Interesting. Let me... This could be bad. Wow. Yeah. Your adventure risk. And this is water too. This is somebody like half in the water. It's also, let's see. This, yeah. It's like if you don't stand up for yourself, there's something that there's that third eye, right? And I noticed too that this picture had a butterfly on it. That's about transformation, cocooning. You need to cocoon right now. And if you don't clean house, if you don't heal whatever it is that's like scratching under the surface, if you turn yourself too quickly over to a relationship, you run the risk of that whatever is going on that this Queen of Cups is contemplating, of that festering and growing. And it doesn't mean not ever, right? Just now is not the fucking time, as the bitch card said. Birth. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings for you. So we got birth. It's kind of a cool door. Those are called divine doors. I love those cards. There is something that you are gestating, something internally, right? And maybe there's like, maybe there it's almost like there's a pull to draw your attention away from that. because that's what you always do. That just came in like a message. Because that's what you always do. And you run the risk, adventure risk, of distracting yourself from what you have going on. But there may be this, yes, it's almost like, look, oh my goodness. Okay, so they're jumping into the water, and they're half engulfed by the water. Water is emotions. So it's almost like you want to emotionally jump into another situation. And if you do so, you run the risk of not having your house clean, not having healed yourself from something that you are getting over. Or it could be, and that, this is just because it's a general reading. This could also be that you are healing from a relationship or within the context of an already existing relationship. And there's something that you want to blow over, but you need to dig a little deeper into it. The Queen of Wands is also the manifester. Whenever she comes out, she's like law of attraction and stuff like that. So there may be some deep subconscious beliefs that you have about yourself that are trying to like come out so they can be transmuted. And you need to make sure that you do that, and not in the wallowing sense, but in the real learning sense. And in that sense, the Queen of Cups looks very contemplative. So anyway, you guys are processing something, getting through something, and don't rush to the ending of that, because the process of this is really important. It's so that you can embrace this Queen of Wands and really manifest a greater future. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. Have a fun day on Earth. Peace. Namaste. Greetings, pile 3. Zube here. This reading is timeless, so whenever you stumble upon it, then it is meant for you. If you had your intuition right and chose the right pile. So let's see. I did something really weird. I usually pick out one tarot deck for each pile, and for some reason I didn't with yours. And so I'm going to try something different, because I'm like, well, maybe it was supposed to be like that. Which pile did you all choose? You chose the blue one. Okay, interesting. Blue is the throat chakra. And we're going to take into note that I forgot to put a tarot card deck in here. If I need it, I'll grab one, but we'll see how the reading goes. So there could be something that you need to speak up about. And that's really funny because my stomach just started growling really loud. Okay. Yeah, so there could be something you need to speak up about. This deck is being stubborn, and like you're withholding something, maybe. Okay. I love these cards. So I'm just going to use these as the original instead of doing the tarot. So we have on the internal, this is how you're feeling on the inside. I listen to opposing opinions. We have two hands here holding a rose and then a black and a white bird. That's really pretty. On the it's like you're processing things that you're hearing, and maybe you're intellectually like thinking about them and integrating them and stuff like that. There's a very unsure energy about this reading. Like, on the outside, you have, I affirm that all life is sacred. And there's a dragonfly on there. Dragonflies actually are like spiritual awakening. It's like you're understanding two sides of a story, right? And so that kind of makes you stuck in here and not quite sure what to say. And then in the overall, I benefit with gratitude. There's a feather here. She's holding a feather. So I want to pull, I'm going to pull some more, and I might bust out the tarot for you guys just to kind of get a little more clarification. But it, you know, it's like you're listening to these opinions, you hear all of this stuff going on. And, you know, on the outside, you're like, I believe that all things are sacred, all people are sacred. I understand all points of view. Maybe this is creating some confusion. And I read, this is internal, this is external, and then I do, this is kind of the overarching theme, and I benefit with gratitude. And it may be that there is no urgency. Maybe somehow you're being asked to choose sides or something like that, and you're really stuck in the middle of a situation. But there is no need necessarily to choose. Council, group meeting advisors. Look at that. Yeah, and she is standing in the middle. It's like, let me pull a tarot. Hold on one second. It's like she's trying to be the peacekeeper. She's stuck in the middle, in between an ostrich and a deer. I don't necessarily know the spiritual meanings of all the animals, but I do know that a deer generally means being like, it's like grace and stuff like that. I don't know what the ostrich means, but you may want to look those up. There's a fox and a cheetah on there too. But yeah, maybe you have two friends who are fighting or something like that. And they're, you're stuck in the middle, that they're forcing you to choose sides or something like that. But the point of this is to remain light as a feather. I'm kind of getting, and she's not speaking, she's just listening, and that fan above her head kind of looks like a halo. Yeah, this came out for group 1 as well. We have the devil. This is okay, ready? So if you're really on the spiritual path and 3D, 5D, all of that, the devil to me is like 3D vibes. That's material world being stuck in the muck. If the 3D, 5D thing doesn't speak to you, then just in general, like maybe you're feeling kind of mired in the bullshit, or you want to rise above it, right? Or you do feel like you are kind of risen above it, and you're like, I'm just that shit's not for me, but all these people are trying to drag me into it, and you just don't have to. You just decide that's not my bullshit, right? You don't have to be mean or ignorant about it. I mean, you can listen to people, and I don't know, one of the things that I say sometimes is like, that's just not my way. Like, I'm just going my way, and it's not always easy, and I'm not always like the perfect executor of it, but dude, you're all over the place. Your cards are flying everywhere. The decks shuffle different. That might sound weird, but your decks are being like stubborn. They don't want to come out. You're not quite sure like what to say. Maybe you can't put it into words. That happens to me all the time. This reading could be for me, actually. I am pile 3. Emotions are running high. Yeah. Maybe there's just chaos around you, like chaos around you everywhere, and you feel like you need to do something and you don't have to do anything. You just get to be, right? We are humans, human beings, not human doings. Let me pull one of these oracles. And look at that one is this one is purple as well. That's this is like we've got a purplish color here. That's your intuition. That's third eye chakra. So we got Awen, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. Yeah, you're stuck in the middle. Balancing, I mean, male and female energies, yin yang, duality is coming up here. I just have a feeling that whoever selected this card is, or this pile, is on the spiritual path. We got the 18 council. That can also be, I mean, like that you are guided. You're surrounded by your guides, your animal guides, your spirit guides, you know, angels. Call on them for help in balancing things out, you know. We've got one more. I just took a really deep breath, and I was like holding my breath. So maybe this is a relief to you. You just are where you are, and that's okay. You don't have to decide anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to choose sides. You don't have to speak up on behalf of like anybody, because I just get the sense that you're like, well, yeah, like, okay, I get that. Like, actually, okay, I get that too. And like, you are just learning and growing so much that it's not necessarily your place, or is it ever, to like go out and share that with the world, you know? Clearing, make room for growth. Yeah, you're just learning and growing. Do that. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You have your guides with you. Yeah. Aw. Uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Oh, you guys, just give yourself a big hug. Like, you are just where you need to be. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to choose sides. I get this sense that you're kind of like an empty vessel, and you're just filling up right now, and that feels really weird and maybe like unusual, but that's exactly where you need to be. Good for you, man. And I took that deep breath, so like maybe this is a relief, because yeah, this reading just feels kind of like what? Which is probably what you came to me to get the answer for. And guess what? There isn't an answer. That's fine. You're good. That's it. Anyway, have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste. What up, pile 4? Zube here. If you are interested in a personal reading, my information is below. These are general messages, and from now on, I'm making these pick a cards timeless. So whenever you stumble upon them is when the message from Spirit is meant for you. It is a general reading, so some of it may apply, some of it may not. Anyway, I'm going to get going. So you guys selected the red. What strikes me about that is the red is about the root chakra, which is about feeling secure. That's the one at our butthole. I just wanted to say butthole. Anyway, let's see what the tarot says. All right. So we've got, okay. So on the inside, we have one of my favorite cards. We have the Hermit. The Hermit is about being a hermit, basically. But the story of the Hermit is that he is struggling and he goes within and he finds the answers there, right? It can also mean, kind of being a recluse, staying away from other people, wanting to be alone and stuff like that. So that's on the internal. So inside, you may feel like even if you are out and about or communicating with people, you may just be feeling kind of lonely in here. And that could be experienced negatively or positively. You might be enjoying yourself, or you could feel lonely. So on the external, we have the Three of Cups. So with the Three of Cups, that is about the cups are emotions, and the Three of Cups is almost kind of a celebratory experience or like a celebration card. It can mean having supportive people in our lives. I always look at the imagery though, and in this case, it sort of looks like for one reason or another, the Hermit is just in here while there is celebration or other people on the outside. I just remembered like when I used to go to AA, alcoholics are notorious for feeling weird or odd or different, right? So like one of the big things was always, we could feel lonely in a crowded room of people. And so we drank to make ourselves feel better. So but it's almost like a feeling like that you're alone in a crowd. The Two of Wands is the overarching theme. So I read them, that'll probably be noisy. I read them like this. This is the overarching theme of the two. And what that would indicate to me, he's holding the globe in his hands. So what that would indicate to me is that there is a choice. The wands are spirit. And he, the figure is holding the globe, kind of wondering where they should go. So what I'm getting here is that you may have big things on your mind. And even though there might be people around you and people who would support you, this feels like something that you're really going inward to find the answer to, right? And that can be a lonely feeling, although it feels right in this reading. I actually love the Hermit card because, in the regular, like the Rider-Waite deck, he has a lantern in his hand and with a star inside of it. And so he goes in and he finds the light within him. And then when he comes out, oh yeah, his purpose is to show others how to find their own light within, right? So he sort of becomes a teacher, but not in that bossy teachery way. Like it's like, no, the answer's in here. Like it's right in here. The Two of Wands can be pretty spiritual too, and this happened with the last group, and so is the Hermit, but especially with him holding the globe in his hands and just kind of the way that the world is right now. But like if you're into like the 3D, 5D ascension stuff, it's like you might be looking at two different timelines and which way you want to go, right? This card, I mean, this pile doesn't feel like struggly, you know what I mean? It just feels more contemplative. To be fair, look at that. Yeah, you're getting some stuff here about balance, duality, making choices, weighing options. You're in suspension, is what I just got. That's okay. You're weighing things. I think the important thing is to not be distracted by the noise of the crowd on the outside. The answers really are within. Disclaimer, I'll always say that. The answers are always within. You can balance things off other people, but just really taking note of the fact that that hermit has his back turned, because this is a general reading. If it resonates that you want to reach out to other people, the Three of Cups is extremely supportive. So maybe there is a need for you to do that. That's for you to know. But if you are feeling bad for being a hermit with all of these people surrounding you, but you don't want to reach out, because you're enjoying yourself, that's another story. And that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Alone, you make a great impact. Together, you have the force of heaven behind you. All right, ready? So because this is a general reading, there are just so many different ways that you can read it. Maybe there is a group or something like that you want to reach out to, but that the root chakra, maybe you're feeling insecure about reaching out to them, right? But it can also mean together with God, universe, spirit, source, whatever you call it. Maybe together you're an unstoppable force, and that's where you're connecting right now. So if that's what you're doing, that's fine. And you're not alone. That's what I just got. You're not alone. And that maybe that's, what you're learning, right? Yeah. I think maybe you feel lonely, but you know that you're not lonely, but you need confirmation that you're not alone, and you're not. What do we got here? Yeah, this reading actually feels good. It just feels kind of like, being emptied out, being a vessel, is a strange thing. Like, and in that learning process of being filled up directly by the divine and not, like trading energy with other human beings, which is what we're kind of used to doing. That's a different thing. So I got memories, cherish memories of loved ones. Damn. I think your ancestors are with you, which is really fucking cool. Cherished memories of loved ones. Maybe that resonates that someone who passed on is with you, or numerous people. Come out right after we were talking about how you're not alone. This is pretty badass. Just saying. Oops. Turbulence. The mind is murky in rough waters. So the mind is murky in rough waters. You are dead. And we've got this to be fair also. You really are. You're just sorting things. You're sorting out like dualistic things. There's like running themes in all four of these readings today, which was kind of interesting. But you're weighing things out, and that takes time, and sometimes we want to do that. Well, oh my God, maybe. I'm sorry. I sometimes I don't get this shit. It's crazy. But let me finish the first thought. So you're weighing things out. Maybe you have choices to make. This is entirely up to you because it's the Hermit card, and you really know. But either, general reading thing, either some of you may be ignoring other people who could help you with the path that like you're going on, or it could be that you need confirmation that it's okay for you and your higher power to weigh this out. But anyway, I just got choose wisely, be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net. You got this one. Yeah, there's movement. Oh, you know, maybe there are people that you need to let go, people that no longer serve you, and that's a difficult decision, and that's where this to be fair is coming in, but you don't have to keep everything in your net. I think I had said being an empty vessel, you're clearing out. I do want to pull a tarot, just some spiritual advice for you. We got justice. Look, there's the scales. Fairness. Maybe, I mean, that's about justice is who is good to you, who serves your higher purpose, who does not. It's okay to let things and people go. But yeah, and the 5 of Cups. Yep. Some cups are going to spill, right? And we can have resentment. We can have sorrow about that, but there is something greater that you are moving towards, which is amazing. So choose wisely. Holy crap, I loved this. Anyway, have a great day on Earth and best of luck. Peace. Namaste.